Magic Duels Origins is an entirely new digital experience. From the story of Magic Origins being in there, one of the things we wanted to do is have 5 planeswalkers you could follow throughout their entire spark moment, through their entire journey, and figure out, how did Liliana become this necromancer that we know her as, and how did, Jace become the mind mage that we know him to be with all of his power. And so it goes through each of those stories, and you actually get to play as that planeswalker, which is pretty exciting. But the other part of it that sets it apart is the fact that now it's entirely free to play. So entirely free to play, meaning that as you win a game, you earn coins, and you can trade those coins in game for boosters of 6 cards. You can trade them in for new content chapters, because the other big change with this is going to be a persistent game client. So that means when Battle for Zendikar comes out in the fall, that content is actually going to be in Duels for the first time ever. So that's a really exciting change, because in the past it's been an annual release, but now you'll download Magic Duels Origins once, and then you can keep adding content to that as you go.
Be different, instead of a new one every year, it's going to be just added to as new sets come out, at least for the foreseeable future.
Yeah, for the foreseeable future, that'll be the case. And there will be updates, of course, as we go to make sure that the client is still up and functioning at its best capacity, but definitely the exciting bit is going to be those cards in there. So Two-Headed Giant is also back. That is an important thing to note. Fans have been clamoring for that. We know it's one of their favorite things. They've been asking for it. So we definitely wanted to make sure that that came back. Also, the other thing that's coming back is PlayStation 4. So the game is going to release in July of 2015. We're going to be coming to Xbox One, PC via Steam, and then iPad, with PlayStation 4 to come later in the year.
So Android will not be in this release?
Not this release. So one of the things that this persistent game client sets us up for is to add different things as we go. So it's not to say that Android won't come in the future, but at this point we wanted to focus in on a core group of platforms to deliver a great experience on.
That makes sense.
Great. Cool. Do you want to take a look at some of the battles? So here we have Versus Battle, which is multiplayer. So this is going to be you versus up to 3 different opponents within your same platform. We have Solo Battle. One of the big things we're wanting to make sure folks know about this year is that there is really what we're considering virtually limitless gameplay. So in the past, we've had about, I'd say, 30 or 40 different randomized opponents that you could play against in Solo Battle. But here, you actually get to battle against thousands of different opponents. So different decks every time. It makes for a completely endless gameplay experience. I'm sure someone wants to do the math permutations on exactly how many different games you can play. But we think it's an experience that's really endless, and you can set it up to be on easy or planeswalker level, so super hard depending upon your skill level. And I'll hop back here into...
And Two-Headed Giant is using a pre-constructed decks, right? It's not like
you can take your own decks into Two-Headed Giant, so that's an exciting thing as well. So if we hop in here to my decks, you can see that I had made a deck in here from scratch as I wanted to. You can also, in the full builds, this is the demo build, but in the full build we'll have deck archetypes. So if you're someone who doesn't necessarily want to build a deck completely from scratch, you can get into something that is a little bit more pre-done for you, and then modify it as you want to. But autocomplete is still in here, so you'll be able to hop in here and you can see I'm going to be able to edit my deck. So same drag and drop system as we had before. I can also filter my collection to see what I've got. So same filtering experience that you had in the past. And then of course you can edit your deck and take a look at what your mana curve is looking like, color balance, and then you can also come in here and change the look of your deck. So changing up the planeswalker that you want on there, or the mage that you want on there, and of course the background. So to customize your deck box.
I really like that you've included the archetypes again. That's something I as a player used a lot last time. Just because I am a casual player, and so I think those archetypes give you a good starting point of different strategies to go off of.
Well, and that brings up a good point of really who Magic Duels Origins is for. I mean, Magic Duels is about finding the right curated experience for a player who's brand new, and then also being able to deliver on something for someone who's super experienced who just wants to get in a couple of quick games. So this allows you to, as a new player, learn how to build a deck, how to start from scratch if you wanted to, but it also lets you just make little edits and tweaks on things to make it to help you find your play style. But like I said before, if you're an invested player who's been around a while and been around the block a few times, you'll get a solid challenge from this for sure. So why don't we take a look at the battlefield here. So I'm gonna hop into the story mode. So this is another play mode, is story mode. So here's where you get to play through each of the 5 characters and their stories. So we're gonna start with Gideon. So Gideon serves a couple of purposes. Obviously he gets used to the flow of the storyline, but he also serves as the tutorial. So one of the things we wanted to make sure was that players who are new were getting a great experience, and that they were getting to know getting to know how to play the game while also earning something that gave them something back. So they'll earn points as they work their way through and get to know the storyline. So now I'm going to take on the Akruan Guards. So I'm going to start with a deck that's based on Gideon's home plane. So his home plane was Theros. So this is going to be a mono white deck. Pretty straightforward. Lots of little human soldier creatures. Pretty fast little deck, but the nice thing with this is that you're getting easy wins in early. So for players who are new, you get a good feel for it, you can figure out what's helping you win. But also when cards pop up that maybe have something a little different to them, like a card with flying, we have what are called skill quests. So a skill quest allows you to earn points again, but it also teaches you how to best use a card like flying, or how to best time an instant. And so those are built in throughout the game. We're also going to have community quests throughout the year, so that this way, if we'll say something like, if the community plays 10,000 creatures in this week, then we'll unlock something. So there are going to be community quests that will benefit the larger play community of Duels.
So I know one of the big things this time are the Planeswalker cards that will be included. Do those show up like from the very first deck, or are those earned through play, or how does that work?
Through play. So as you earn points, so once I win this match, I may win points, and then once I earn those, I'll be able to trade those in for booster packs, and that's where you might find a Planeswalker card. So he's not really doing much. We're gonna throw out a Glory Seeker. But this is definitely on the easiest mode right now, so you can see that all I have to do pretty much is just attack him with things. And I will probably end up winning. Attack with all the things! Well, 2 of the things, because the others have summoning sickness. I'm confirming the attack. I have confirmed. He is blocking! But that's okay, because I still got him for 2. Damn it!
Was it a challenge to come up with the UI for a Planeswalker? Because I know it's never been done digitally before. I mean, at least not in Duels.
Well, we always like a challenge, and so not only is it adding a Planeswalker card, but it's also adding double-faced Planeswalker cards.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, so there's that thing. That is something that definitely took some challenges from our R&D team and our design team. But what we wanted to make sure we were doing was making it intuitive, so I think players will be pleasantly surprised with how they first get introduced to Planeswalkers and how they can place them on the battlefield and get to know what they actually do.
Great.
You won't see any in this demo, however, but
that makes sense.
so I'm going to say, okay, so that's a tip about flying creatures. And I'm going to put out my Eagle of the Watch. Alright, so I'm going to go in for the attack with all. And confirm the attack. And he's blocking, but that's alright. I'll take your block. I'll still knock you down by 2. I feel okay about that. We may trade some creatures, but that's okay. Tradesies are fine.
It seemed like a decent trade.
Seem like okay trades. The other thing to note too is that we made a couple of changes to how we explain the parts of a turn. So there is an entire skill quest based on the parts of a turn, but we've also spelled it out here so you can easily follow, okay, you're in your main phase, I'm declaring my attackers, I am declaring blockers.
So they each have a unique symbol that you can recognize.
Yes, yeah, so I think it'll be pretty intuitive. It has tested well when we've done usability testing with new players, so that's something that's good to note. I'm just going to tap them all out. Tap out. Attack with all. Confirm the attack. I always feel so official when I confirm the attack.
Gotta lock it in. So is it? Obviously, it's entirely free to play. Are there options to like spend for more currency if you wish to do that, or like if you want more coins to buy more booster packs? Are you able to spend real world money for that?
Yes. So there's two ways to earn coins, either through gameplay by continuing to play through, or you can speed up that experience and purchase coins with real in-world money. But the only way that you'll be able to get boosters and to get the next chapter is to use in-game currency to purchase them.
As last time, at first at least, there were some booster packs that were paid for with real money, and then there were others that were earned through in-game, and so this just combining that into one system where you can, if you don't want to spend anything, you can just play the game and get everything.
That's exactly the point, is that we've taken away any kind of a paywall to anything. So all content is 100% earnable. It's just a matter of, are you trading real dollars or are you trading time? But we want people to be able to play as much and as often as they want to.
Right.
And that's really the point of this, is making sure that people have as much magic in their lives as they want to have.
And it really gives people the option to kind of be flexible in their own, if they have the time or if they would rather move more quickly, it's really up to them.
Yeah, it's absolutely about that, because if you're the type of person that doesn't like to build decks but you just love playing and you like making these awesome combos, then this is great for you. If you're that person though that wants to spend some time messing around with the deck and tweaking it and honing it, you'll totally have that experience here as well. Did I actually kill him? Did anybody?
You might.
Finally, no! Dang it, I've got 4. Alright, fine. Trading creatures. Next turn.
Alright. Finish this guy.
I don't think he's even attacking. But this is the first level of the Gideon level, or Gideon chapter.
So, I know you mentioned that there will be additional things added for the Zendikar block that's coming up, potentially. Will we see more along the Origins storyline in the future, possibly as well? Like additional Planeswalkers or other Origins stories?
Probably not. So things that are going to be in there at launch are definitely going to be in there. However, things like skill quests or things like community quests, those are definitely going to be added in as we go. But once the content is in there, that's going to be the content for Origins, and it'll drop with that. We may do things like we've done in the past with deck packs,
right.
Like discrete little 30-card packs. We might end up doing those kinds of things, but still to be determined.
Okay.
I think I've got it this time, finally. We throw all the things at you with Rowan guards. Oh, I'm pretty confident I did it. Eagle of the Watch has this rally, this war cry. When it wins. Hey, there we go. That's okay that you killed my Glorious Seeker, you traveling philosopher, because I still won.
So.
But so you're asking about, are there going to be thematic decks?
Yeah, are there going to be thematic decks like there were last time? There were these ones that were just all one creature or that sort of thing.
There'll be some of those, but last year there were decks based on just having a ton of soldiers on the battlefield. I think one was a cat-themed deck. It was all the cats of Theros just collided into one deck. So this year you'll see a lot of those themed decks in the story modes. You'll see them staged through. Like in Gideon's Fight Chain, there is a Harpy deck, which is I have a love-hate relationship with Harpies. I love playing them. I hate playing against them. But you will see in the thousands of AI decks that we have created that there are some that are based on themes like that are more tropes. But you'll also see ones that are just based on really awesome combinations or things that give each other counters and that kind of thing.
Oh, and so we should expect this, I guess, this July?
Yes, so this Magic Duels Origins is coming out this July 2015, to Xbox One, PC via Steam, iPad, and then coming later this year to PlayStation 4.
Great, thank you so much. We'll look forward to this. Thank you.